Welcome to ANEW's Construction Pre-Apprenticeship Training Information Session. This is the first step in the application process to all of our construction training programs. Once you watch this video, you'll understand the differences and options you have between the different courses, and you'll be able to decide which training is best for you and if you're ready to move on to submitting your application. Let's start by talking about ANEW. ANEW is a nonprofit that was founded in 1980. It was started by women for women to help them break into the construction industry and make good money. Today we look a little different, but not everything has changed. We've continued to offer our Trades Rotation Program, or TRP, for women and those who identify as women. TRP is the longest running pre-apprenticeship in the entire country. This program aims to create a safe space for women to learn and grow in their confidence and skills while working next to other women who best understand the barriers they each face. Since 1980, ANEW has graduated over 3,000 students. Then, in 2018, ANEW acquired the Pre-apprenticeship Construction Education Program, or PACE, which is an all-genders cohort from the University of Washington. At ANEW, all genders means trans, male, female, two-spirit, non-binary, genderqueer, and any, all, none, or a combination of any of these. To be clear, we welcome and protect inclusion and equity in our space. Today, ANEW graduates between 150 to 200 students each year. The organization is continuously expanding and offering training opportunities in other counties around the state. So if you saw an ad for a program that's not in King County, where our main training center is located, don't panic. It's most likely one of our satellite locations. Here, you can see ANEW's two main pre-apprenticeship programs that run several times throughout the year. On the left side is our Trades Rotation Program, or TRP, which is a cohort solely for women and those who identify as women. On the right side, we have our Pre-apprenticeship Construction Education Program, or PACE, which is a cohort for all genders. Both programs are taught in our main training facility in Tukwila by the South Center area. The TRP class runs 4 days a week for a total of 9 weeks, while the PACE program runs 3 days a week for a total of 12 weeks. However, the curriculum between the two programs are exactly the same, so students in both groups learn the same content. TRP meets Monday through Thursday, while PACE meets Wednesday through Friday. TRP begins at 8 and ends at 4:30, while PACE starts at 6:30 and ends at 3. And there's no previous training or experience required to apply. So if you've never held a hammer, don't let that stop you. Now, before we get into what you'll be doing in class and in the shop, let's talk about why a career in construction is a great choice. Here's a graphic from the city of Seattle that gives a great overview of how a career in construction might progress. We call this the career pathway. Now, please note that the dollar amounts are subject to the city of Seattle standards. So we're starting at the bottom orange level, assuming you have 0 to 2 years of construction experience. But here's a side note. If you think you would start at the green or blue level, you might be ready for ANEW to help you find employment instead of enrolling in training. But you're also welcome to take our training course so that you can gain additional certifications and make important industry connections. Okay, so here we are on the orange level, laying the groundwork for your career, pre-apprenticeship, which is what ANEW offers. That's where you can come in with no experience or skills and leave with a better understanding of the trades, as well as have the opportunity to gain skills and certifications that you'll need to be successful as an apprentice. Apprenticeship, on the other hand, that's the green level. This is the next step up. This is where you're getting on-the-job, paid training, as well as a post-secondary education. The apprenticeship level usually takes anywhere from 2 to 5 years for you to master your craft, and you're getting paid at the same time. During this phase, you'll also receive benefits and get a raise approximately every 6 months. Another great thing about apprenticeships is that a lot of these programs in the area are connected with colleges, And by the time you complete your apprenticeship, you almost have your associate's degree. And the certifications you receive in an apprenticeship are recognized nationally, just like a college degree. That's why apprenticeship is sometimes called the other four-year degree. Once you complete your apprenticeship, you climb up another level to the blue, and that's where you become a journey level worker. At this phase in your career, you're considered a skilled professional of your specific trade, and you're able to take on apprentices and run crews on your own. You'd continue to receive benefits and raises, and you would be earning anywhere from $45 to $85 an hour, depending on your trade. From here, there are a lot of different opportunities for career advancement. Some of our alum have started their own construction businesses within 5 years of graduating, so the sky's the limit. Here's an overview of some of the starting wages, which are based on the state prevailing wage rates for commercial apprentices in just a few of the many trades. Commercial means they're not working on houses or residential structures. They're working on schools, hospitals, hotels, shopping centers, or factories, for example. There's so many other trade options aside from the ones that are listed here. If you want to check out what apprentices in your county are earning in each trade, just Google WA for Washington, apprentice prevailing wage. There are some really important differences to highlight between pre-apprenticeship and apprenticeship. They aren't the same thing. Pre-apprenticeship is what ANEW offers and what you'll be doing when you enroll and start class. It is a free, short-term, unpaid training program that provides knowledge about the construction trades. It allows you to earn industry certifications such as OSHA, flagging, and forklift. And that's the time when you can gain real hands-on experience. The goal of our pre-apprenticeship program is to set you up for a family wage career. Through our program, you become a more competitive applicant to get hired into an apprenticeship. Now, after pre-apprenticeship comes apprenticeship. Apprenticeship is employment, so it's a job where you get paid to learn while you work. It's known as the earn while you learn phase of your construction. Depending on the trade, your apprenticeship may last anywhere from 2 to 5 years. You get paid an hourly rate to work out in the field, learning skills on the job, under the supervision of a journey level worker. And you also attend classes to earn certifications and advance your trade knowledge. Let's go over the requirements to start training and become a pre-apprentice at ANEW, as well as the general expectations of you as a student. Before you apply with ANEW, consider that you must be able to pass a drug test by the end of the course, which is 9 to 12 weeks depending on the program you're in. You must be 18 years or older unless you're interested in one of our summer youth programs. You must be legally able to work in the U.S., have or obtain your GED or high school diploma, and have your Washington State driver's license by the end of the program. You must be able to perform physically demanding work, and you must be available to show up on time every day. After your interview, you'll be advised on any further action you must take to be eligible to be accepted into the next class. The start time for both of our programs is early. You have to be able to show up before the start time of 6:30 a.m. for PACE or 8 a.m. for TRP. We consider being early as on time and being on time as late, so make sure you arrive 15 to 30 minutes ahead of schedule. You'll need time to put on your work clothes, your personal protective equipment or PPE, put things in your locker, and do whatever else you need to do to get ready before class starts. Physical fitness is a very important part of working in construction. This course will help you build strength as well as teach you proper lifting techniques. We also emphasize nutrition. Local food banks donate healthy snacks to our training facility, and we ask that you bring a refillable water bottle to stay hydrated throughout the day. Trades math is another key component in our program. We have a dedicated math instructor who helps our students brush up on their skills before they go out to work as an apprentice. Examples of trade math are how to read a tape measure by adding and subtracting fractions, or learning how to measure angles for cutting wood or sheet metal. Finally, you'll advance your professional development by improving your networking and interviewing skills with actual contractors in the construction industry. Now, here's what's expected of students. Attendance is one of the most important aspects of ANEW's training programs. The class moves through lessons quickly, and missing time means missing a lot of information. Plus, you're preparing to go to work, and new employees that call off right away or are not dependable are fired. So this is where you start practicing showing up, no matter what life throws at you. Missing just a few days could mean being excused from the program. Perseverance and commitment are expected from students. Training at ANEW must be a priority in your life if you enroll. Ultimately, you're working towards your own success, and what you put into the program is what you're going to get out of it. You will be responsible for staying on top of your homework, applying for positions, and going after what you want. But we're here to help you, and we bring in alum to help you too, by giving you advice and answering your questions. And lastly, work ethic. You're expected to dig deep and keep going. You're expected to keep coming back and showing up every day and pushing yourself to be the best version of you. That motivation, that work ethic, that comes from you. Staff are going to be here to point the way, cheer you on, support you if you stumble, but pushing forward every day, that's all you. You show up prepared to sweat, to work hard, to be sore, and to come back the next day for more. And maybe most importantly, you're expected to treat one another and the staff with respect, include everyone, and work to create a space where people feel safe to ask questions, make mistakes, and to learn. So, what does a typical week look like once you're in the pre-apprenticeship program? Every day starts with working out, focused on building strength and endurance. Once or twice a week, you'll have a speaker who's an alum or an industry partner come into the classroom. Or you might go on a tour of a commercial job site, or even visit an apprenticeship training center for a hands-on workshop to get an idea of what the work of that trade looks like. Facilitators come into the classroom for you to earn certifications, including OSHA 10, flagging, and forklift. At least once a week, there's a math class and a professional development course in the classroom. And the rest of the time is spent in the shop with the instructor learning to master various skill stations and complete carpentry projects with power and hand tools. You won't take a physical test to compete to get into the class, but you will take a test as soon as the course starts to gauge whether you're currently physically capable of passing the assessment. You'll push a heavy wheelbarrow, lift and carry cinder blocks, cement bags, and gravel buckets, and you'll run a mile. It's okay if you don't pass this test on the first try. You don't have to be the fastest or strongest person there. The main thing is that you follow directions, stay positive, and try your best. You can't give up, even when it's really hard. You're required to be able to take it when the class starts and pass it by the end of the course in order to graduate. Expectations of students include being able to rapidly adapt, being physically able to perform all assignments unassisted, being able to lift and carry 40 pounds at the start and working up to a minimum of 80 pounds to graduate, being able to be on your feet all day from running laps during the workout to touring job sites to working in the shop, getting up a ladder. Even if you're squeamish with heights, you have to be able to get up a ladder and progress to new height tolerances by the end of the course. There's a lot of working overhead with your arms, like hammering and bracing. You'll be crawling and climbing. You need to be a self-starter with the initiative to think ahead and do what needs to be done without being asked. And you must be able to problem solve in response to a changing environment or changing expectations. Okay, so what happens after you graduate from ANEW? On the last day of the program, there's a graduation ceremony, and you earn your pre-apprenticeship completion certificate. ANEW's courses are state-registered pre-apprenticeship programs, which makes you a very competitive applicant. You'll have what's called preferred or direct entry into a paid apprenticeship, which means your application is ranked higher over someone who didn't go through a pre-apprenticeship program. You'll also have knowledge of all of the construction trades and how the application process works for the different kinds of apprenticeships. And finally, the most important benefit is that you're going to meet people who are actively hiring straight out of our program. Many contractors and apprenticeships visit our class and end up hiring students before the program is even over. After you graduate, it's not just goodbye and good luck. You're part of the ANEW community now, and staff will check in with you and support you for up to 2 years to make sure you're successful in your apprenticeship. You'll have access to our Apprentice Resource Center, or ARC, and based on your income, you could qualify for financial help in a crisis. Some of the support services we offer are gas cards, work tools, work clothes, union dues, initiation fees, and a lot more. ARC can also help with job referrals, resume writing, and we can hook you up with other organizations that can help too. Even if you don't qualify for ARC, our staff will always support you in advancing your career, whether that means getting a new license or you just need someone to call after work. The bottom line is, we want to set you up for success in your career as much as possible, and we will work with you to overcome any barriers in the way of that. Then you'll be the one coming back into the classroom to speak to the students as a role model. All right, that's it. Thanks for your interest in the ANEW pre-apprenticeship programs. Now that you've been through the info session, let's talk about next steps. If you're ready to apply to one of ANEW's construction training programs, go below this video to the description section. Click Show More and scroll all the way to the bottom, and then click the link to fill out our online application. After you've submitted your application, there'll be a one-on-one virtual interview with ANEW staff. During that interview, staff will decide whether or not there's any additional information that you'll need to submit. Once you're determined eligible, next comes an acceptance letter from ANEW and attending an orientation date. After your orientation is when class begins.